Hi, everyone, and welcome to Digital Champions. I'm your host, Charlene Shirk, where we speak to some of the most innovative thinkers in the digital space. And joining us today is Dennis Schiraldi with DOYO Live Media. Dennis, thanks so much for joining us.
Charlene, I'm super stoked to be here today. Really appreciate the opportunity to be on with you.
All right, DOYO Live Media, do tell. What do y'all do over there?
So DOYO Live is a marketing conference that it was a bright idea that I came up with to start 5 years ago. And in non-pandemic years, we've had a marketing conference that's dedicated towards professional development for marketing, business, sales, designers in Youngstown, Ohio. And we've grown 50% year over year, speakers, sponsors, attendees, the whole nine. It actually started out, the business actually started out as a marketing agency, still have that marketing agency today that's focused on marketing strategy for small to mid-sized businesses, hyper-focused on lead generation. And so the conference was birthed out of the fact that we wanted to show people the way that we're going to approach building their businesses through content and digital strategy. That's would be our living case study. And a little bit naive in the sense that we thought we'd get leads out of it, but there's actually a revenue model behind the conference. A couple years into that conference, we then launched a native print publication that's a coffee-style lookbook that features businesses, brands, and people in the area, and then we combine the print, digital, and networking events as well. So it's a three-headed monster that keeps us pretty busy.
Now, you said pre-pandemic. How did you adjust when all of a sudden you couldn't have these in-person conferences?
The biggest adjustment that we had to make with the not having an actual in-person event. So the model has always been for a decade now to build an audience online through distributing valuable content on our blog, through monthly webinars. We've done 300 plus Facebook Lives dating back to 2016. And that would feature business owners and give some live on-air marketing consultations. So we built the audience and we delivered most of that, if not all of that content through online mechanisms. The thing that hurt us the most was the fact that we were unable to actually have an in-person event because of obviously the limitations. So we didn't have to pivot where a lot of businesses, what we have been preaching for a decade, that you should be delivering and building audience through content online, had to go that route as a result of stay at home or social distancing or working remotely. They came to the space and crowded it as opposed to the fact that that's where we've been and that's how we build our business model.
I mean, talk about validation at that point. You were like, look, we've been telling you, and this is why we've been telling you this. So talk to me a little bit about where you see your industry, your space in the digital marketplace evolving over the next couple of years. I mean, I know everybody's been talking about some privacy concerns and a lot have been talking video, but since you've been in this space for so long, what are you seeing?
Artificial intelligence is continually playing a huge role in our industry. In the sense that, you know, you're able to put together a video that you no longer have to go to the marketing agency to put together because it'll just throw it together. You've got applications like Canva, Adobe Spark and I don't get paid to use these products, by the way, so I'm not endorsing them from that perspective. I utilize them for content creation in our business, and it dumbs down the creative process to a certain aspect and matches things together. So you've got artificial intelligence that's playing a very big role in marketing today. I think you still have a lot of people entering the space because of the fact the barrier to entry is so low. I always say that, you know, somebody that has a username and a password can call themselves a Facebook marketing expert. So that continues to persist. And from a conference perspective, it's one of the reasons why our conference continually grows, because the velocity at which the technology changes on a day-to-day basis is so challenging and so hard to keep up with. You know, look, the fundamentals of marketing: tell a great story, create awareness, brand awareness, you know, your business school, promotion, product, pricing, all those fundamentals are still there. It's the delivery mechanisms that rapidly change. So and it's going to continue to evolve every day. That there's something new that comes out, an algorithm change or a platform change or an introduction of something into a platform, and you weren't using it the way that you were using it before.
Dennis, you have one big tip before we let you go. I love where you went with that. You're right. Your fundamentals aren't going to change. The platforms, opportunities might, and that's a great tip in and of itself. But I want to, if I corner you at a cocktail party and I find out what you do and I ask you what's your best advice, 30 seconds or less, what would it be?
Be pragmatic, meaning be consistent every day. Like you have to continually be consistent. That's it. That's like my big tip. Like people are like waiting for, lightning bolts. We show up every day, like 300 plus episodes. We have of Facebook Lives. We do a monthly webinar. Like, are they all amazing? No, we lay some stinkers along the way, but we have more wins than losses. But we're consistent. And I think that for brands to win, you got to be consistent. If there's a second tip, just try to bring more value to your audience than you're getting in return.
Dennis, great stuff. I'm glad we made time to ask that question. We appreciate you joining us today on Digital Champions.
Thank you, Charlene. Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
Oh, it's our pleasure. And if you'd like to learn more about DOYO Live Media and Dennis, he's full of great advice. You can check them out on dailyadbrief.com. Well, that's going to do it for us today on Digital Champions. I'm your host, Charlene Shirk, and we look forward to learning something new with you next time.